In a city in crisis, this is the nerve center.
You see 6, 7, 8, 9 gunshot victims a night, and it's just normal for us.
To see that level of violence all the time, is it heartbreaking? Yeah. But here, do I have time for that? No. You just detach, and you have to do the job.
We're on scene with those priority to category D as in Delta.
On this day, 22 people with life-threatening injuries were admitted to the specialized unit. 7 of them victims of violence. This considered a quiet night for the nurses of shock trauma. Gunshot wound, not the first or the last of the day.
They're close.
Within 3 minutes, more than 24 nurses carefully choreograph equipment, clearing way for Baltimore's newest victim of violence.
All right, I guess everyone's ready, right? Are you drawing labs, Frank? You want me to flush it through?
Can you use some 18 in the tourniquet?
Many national legislators said we have to do something to help Chicago.
For 20 years, Dr. Thomas Scalia has been running one of the busiest trauma centers in the nation.
I'm not saying that it's not a terrible problem in Chicago, but per capita, we have twice as many homicides.
With the city reaching nearly a homicide a day, victims of violence have become the new normal.
It doesn't make it okay, and it doesn't make it rational, and it doesn't make it necessary.
And you're seeing an increase.
Oh my God, yes. It used to be something that happened. Now it happens all the time.
We're seeing just tons more gunshots and stabbings and assaults than anywhere else I've worked previously.
Any access on that?
To combat the crisis, shock trauma has increased staff on nights and weekends.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I couldn't tell you how many I got last week or how many I got yesterday. I just know that it's super violent, and the majority of our patients are violent crimes.
And it takes a toll.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting mentally, physically, emotionally.
We used to say, summer was our busy season, and then winters it would drop off a little bit. This year it's been fairly steady, and then our busy season is phenomenal. It's unbelievable.
Push down on your feet. Push, push, push.
Where very few things are easing the crisis, the trauma center is, boasting a 96% save rate.
If there wasn't shock trauma, if there wasn't the same degree of organization of trauma care, what would the number be? I don't know, but it would be substantially higher. No question about that.
Let me get this arm.
On this night, it's one life saved.
He's awake, he's talking, he's moving, so those are all encouraging things.
One less number to add to the crisis.
Am I proud of us for doing that? Hell yes, I'm proud of us for doing that. Do I wish we didn't have to do it? Yeah. But as long as it happens, we're going to be here.
Even the moments of quiet won't last long, because this fight is far from over.
Ready, why?
When you're 2 years old, sometimes you find magic in the most unexpected places. But come on.
Wow, I know.
Who wouldn't be excited by a brand new Mercedes?
Check that out.
Can you steer?
Wyatt Rex may still be working on that driving thing, but it's not the first challenge he's faced in his little life.
Our son was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma it's been about 1.5 years, almost 2 years now. So that's pretty shocking when that happened.
Wyatt made the halls of Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital his racetrack.
He's 2 going on 25. He's a car junkie. And he's a lot of fun. He was really stubborn when he had cancer, and he wouldn't let the fact that he was sick or undergoing chemo keep him from going on a wagon ride.
Even though he's going through something that's just horrific, to see that little smile gives you a glimmer of hope, right? And so that's really important.
But for kids undergoing treatment, an IV bag or central line can hinder mobility. That's why Wyatt's dad, Brian, designed a special hitch that connects from a wagon or car to the IV pole.
It's a parent's best friend, it's a nurse's best friend, anyone, a volunteer, a child life specialist, people who are trying to provide some normalcy to these kids.
After Wyatt rang his cancer-free bell on his 2nd birthday, he and his parents began work on a fleet of wagons and cars with the special hitch. As fast as his little feet could deliver, Wyatt returned to Johns Hopkins Children's Center.
It's a blessing and an honor to be here today to present this fleet of wagons to you guys with a healthy 2-year-old. Thank you so much for what you've done. I appreciate it.
Thank you. When we're looking at, you know, recovery rates, we want kids to get up and out of their room to, you know, have a change of scenery, a change of pace, and having, you know, something fun in the hospital like that really allows it to happen.
You want to help me?
Pull it. Now, Wyatt's off to give another 2-year-old
You are so strong.
a little magic. In Baltimore,
Are we racing?
A blank canvas can be intimidating.
they say art imitates life.
Trust the process, sort of relax.
Choose
Maybe a little white.
any colors you want.
A lot of white.
If only life
I worry about it every day.
were that easy.
And I was 30 when I had my mastectomy, and I was pretty young for it.
Yes, it was precancerous on both sides.
You know, I used to have panic attacks in the parking lot every time before I would go in for an MRI.
Since 2010, Erin Kirkby's life has been colored in fear and anxiety.
I thought, you know, every day, is today going to be the day? Is today going to be the MRI that I'm going to go in and they're going to tell me that they found something?
Nearly every hue of cancer has hit her family.
My mom was battling breast cancer for the 2nd time, and at the same time, my uncle, her brother, was in treatment for pancreatic cancer.
It was no surprise when she tested positive for the BRCA mutation, increasing her risk of ovarian cancer from less than 2% to up to 70%, and breast cancer from 12% to up to 80%.
For a minute, I was just completely numb to it, and then I had to go talk to a doctor, and after I left his office, I just burst into tears.
For women with the gene, cancer is not a matter of if, but when.
I thought it was completely over. I thought my life was going to be completely different than what I had planned.
That's been a lot of coping and a lot of counseling.
I had all these things that I wanted to do. I wanted to get married and have kids someday.
My anxiety, like you were saying, was so enormous before the surgery that I broke a cast iron skillet in half.
Sisters.
I banged it on the counter a couple million times.
Amy and Jody.
Because it sounded good. It sounded like what I was feeling.
Know that feeling all too well.
So, yeah, it's rough.
Constant worry, 2 biopsies that, quite frankly, for me in some ways were worse than the surgery.
I wasn't surprised.
A rare gene.
I wasn't prepared.
Only 1 in about 400 to 800 women have a genetic mutation. Often, the best treatment is prevention, removing ovaries and undergoing mastectomies before cancer has a chance to set in. Jody, Amy, and Erin all removed their breasts.
We did the bye-bye booby party, the whole bit.
Within the last year.
No regrets, right?
The gene is so rare that women often feel alone in the journey.
This is actually the first time I've ever met anybody else that had BRCA mutation.
There's a reason I invited this group to meet.
It's never skipped anyone in my family.
I'm on that same journey.
My mom, when she had she was 34, which is how old I am now, and she had advanced stage 3, and it was the size of a grapefruit.
Like Jody, Amy, and Erin, fear and anxiety have colored my life since my test was positive in 2008.
The relief that I felt, even after I remember waking up from surgery, was just incredible. I felt like I was breathing for the first time.
Decisions many never dream of making.
You have the remarkable opportunity to change your destiny.
Knowledge we're lucky to have.
I had to turn that around from this is a curse to this is a gift.
A gift we never wanted.
But it is.
One that empowers us.
After I had it done, it really just confirmed for me that I made the right decision.
Lives no longer colored in fear.
It's very peaceful.
That's what I was going for. There's a little peace in my life.
But brushed with a whole new color.
It's boobs.
Of hope.
If I can help one 23-year-old, you know, to know what her options are and to know that it's not the end of the world, you know, I feel good about that. Well, you have good days ahead.